everyone. In today's interview, we have a very special guest. She is an access bars practitioner. She's also a Reiki master. I'm talking about Erin Ryan. Hi, Erin. Thank you for the interview. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you. So, can you please tell us what Reiki is and how it works?
Sure. So Reiki is a Japanese form of energetic healing, and what it does is it helps with relaxation. It boosts the body's own natural immunity. It reduces anxiety and stress and all of those things. And it basically just helps to balance the body from an energetic place, which affects everything. You know, the energetic affects the physical, just like the physical affects the energetic realm as well. And so when I say energy, it's like the mental, emotional, spiritual, right? Because everything's energy. But Reiki is just a really beautiful, gentle, loving way for people to find balance, to find peace. If you are a science geek at all, which I kind of am, I realized very early on when I started doing Reiki that what it's doing is it's shifting the body from a sympathetic nervous system response, which is fight or flight, right? And a lot of us are stuck all day long in this fight or flight reflex. It's fight, flight, or freeze. So what Reiki does is it actually helps to shift the body into the parasympathetic nervous system response, which is all about rest, relax, and digest, okay? And so when our body is in the parasympathetic nervous system response, then it knows it's safe and that it's okay to heal. That's when our body does the most healing as well. So Reiki is a way to help your body know that it's actually safe to heal. And so that's why everybody who gets Reiki done, whether or not they experience, and you can have a huge range of different experiences based on where you're at that day, how energetically sensitive you are, but everyone always feels more relaxed, which is great because we all need that, right? So
yeah, and it feels great too.
It feels amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember.
It feels so good. It's very hard to, people ask me all the time, what is Reiki? And it's really hard to explain it. You, and I'm sure you know this, right? Being one of my former students, that you have to go experience it for yourself to really know how amazing it feels. And, even my clients who don't quite understand what's happening, they always feel lighter. They always feel more like themselves. They always feel like things just run more smoothly in their life. Things start to work out a little bit easier. Their triggers start to resolve, especially people that I work with on a longer term basis. They have massive shifts in consciousness in their life. And Reiki, it can be, sort of the door that opens that for people. For a lot of people who are interested in energy work, they start with Reiki because it is, it's a short class. Like levels 1 and 2 are only one-day classes because so much of it is just based on going out and experiencing Reiki and starting to use it for yourself, right? So Reiki 1 is for yourself mostly, as you know, and Reiki level 2 is more focused on other people, although you do learn how to do it for others in the first level as well. And then Reiki Master is sometimes Reiki Master or Reiki Master Teacher. They can be taught separately or together. And that's when, that's usually like a 3-day class. And you can go all the way through all of those, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It changed my life. Before I found Reiki, and not that I don't still struggle like everybody does, right? Especially like there's a lot going on in the world, but I have a tool that moves me through things much faster. That's one of the things I noticed about Reiki, and I was very surprised about, was how fast I started to move through things. Meaning, like, if something were to upset me, either it wasn't upsetting me, or if it did upset me, something that maybe would take me weeks to get over, it took me a few days. Or something that would take a few days, it would take a few hours. Or like I said, it wouldn't bother me at all. So think of Reiki as it's like a catalyzer, like speeds healing. Yeah.
It really helps. That's amazing. And well, also I remember that you mentioned that in some hospitals they use Reiki combined with the regular medicine to help patients, and they get better. They got they get much better than the other ones that are not treated with Reiki as well, right? How does that happen?
So, well, Reiki is really Reiki is really popular in hospitals like the oncology units, so for cancer patients, and also hospice. So people who are at their end of life, a lot of times they'll have people volunteer as Reiki practitioners who come, and they can help both the patient and the family members along, and it just helps with that transition, but also to help cancer patients get better. They've done studies, which is great that they're starting to do more, and they find that cancer patients in particular, when they receive Reiki, they have less nausea, they have less fatigue, their pain goes down, which, pain is a very important marker. It's subjective, but it's incredibly important to quality of life. So the more they do more research, the more they're finding whether or not they really understand how it works, that it's working. It's helping people, their quality of life in particular. So it's little by little, it's spreading, which I'm very happy to see, because it can help people so much. So, yeah.
That's great. I think this is very important to know too, because when you see someone who's suffering from a disease and stuff, it is really good to know you can help them with something else, right? I wish I knew it before, but now that I know, I'd like everybody to know that this is really great.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
That's one of the things I tell people. I'm like, after you take the first level of Reiki, okay, you have a tool. So no matter what's going on in somebody's life, you can help them. How many times do we say, oh my gosh, I wish there was a way I could help, and Reiki gives you that ability, especially in Reiki level 2, because as you know, that's where you learn how to send Reiki over a distance. So you don't even have to be in the same room as the person to be sending them this very loving energy. And it very much so helps us and anybody who's open to it. So it's a beautiful tool for sure.
That sounds great too, because you can do it when you're not with the same person. So that's nice. And there's Reiki music too, right? Does it help, like when you only listen to Reiki music? And what do you think about it? I listen to it and I love it.
I love listening to different types of healing music. I really do feel like it helps quite a bit. We're mostly water, so the vibration of music actually does vibrate us, like in a sense. So yeah, absolutely. And you can infuse Reiki into everything when you eat, and the water that you drink. Some people use it like this really lovely, I don't know if ritual is the right word, but just like gratitude, right? Like when they go to eat, they're sending Reiki to their food. When, they're animals too. A lot of my students end up, and I do it for them actually professionally as well. I have some of my clients who love working with me, and they ask me to work with their dogs. I've worked with a few dogs at this point. So, there's so many different applications to using it. And that's the other thing that's really cool about it is Reiki is very versatile. So there's a lot of different things you can use it for in your life, which is really cool.
That's great. So you can use it on everyone and everything.
Pretty much, if you want to, you absolutely can. There's a lot of creativity that you can have. Some people infuse it into artwork, for instance, or like you were talking about music, different things that. I got a necklace one time. A woman, she handmade necklaces, and she infused the necklace. It's not this one, but she infused the necklace. It had a piece of quartz crystal in it with Reiki. So actually, no, that one was copper. But either way, it was beautiful. When you feel it, you can tell the difference.
That's great.
So yeah, it's really pretty fun that way too.
That's amazing. Yeah, I like it. I've used it with my dog too. He was so scared, and I used Reiki with him, and he wasn't that happy because he was scared, but he got really relaxed, and that was really helpful. Yeah,
I love it with dogs because dogs are so open. It's definitely a different way that I communicate with them energetically, because the way that my unique practices is I combine a lot of different things into the sessions that I do for people and do for animals. So it's so cool when I go into a dog's energy system, for instance, because they don't speak with like so many words. But it's so much emotion and so much energy. And they're so open. So it's so beautiful. Like there's so much trust there. So I have sort of these energetic conversations with them, right? I put it in air quotes because it's not words, it's energy.
But you feel it.
But you feel it. And what's really cool is how fast the animals respond to it. I've worked with a lot of, people too, and dogs, but we're talking about animals right now, where immediately after they're like, oh my gosh, my dog is acting so different now. She's so much more relaxed now. Or, they're not like one I worked with had a lot of triggers where they would get startled easily and they weren't getting startled so easily. Things like that, like they could actually tell a marked difference in their animal, which is cool because a lot of people talk about the placebo effect, which if you're familiar with that, the idea that, oh, I'm being told that this is good for me, therefore, right, it's a placebo effect, I get better, almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But for animals, there's no such thing.
They don't even know.
They don't even know, right? You can't explain to them. They're like, oh, this nice lady here is going to give you Reiki. And with animals, I do a lot of distance work for them. And I have done hands-on, but really they like to move around the room. So I'm usually hands-off anyway. So they have no idea. That's the same thing with acupuncture. Some people think that it's placebo-based, placebo effect-based. Yeah. And one of my clients, she came to me, she worked at a vet's office and was like, I didn't believe in acupuncture until I watched a dog get acupuncture from the vet, and they went from not being able to walk to walking.
Wow.
So she's like, okay, it can't be placebo effect because that dog has no idea what's going on. So it's this kind of idea with these alternative therapies. It's really beautiful. It's beautiful to be a part of, and it's beautiful to watch as whether it's our furry friends or
even for your pets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My pet, my furry friend, and then for the amount of people that I work with, and I normally work with humans.
Yeah,
but every once in a while they'll have me work on their pets, so it's pretty cool.
It's great for everyone. Yeah,
it's very gentle, very easy to learn. I feel like it's very natural. It's a very natural thing. So that's kind of just like a little peek into the world of Reiki.
Yeah, and it helps a lot. So thank you, and many people will want to see you like in social network and stuff. Where can we find you in social media?
I'm on Facebook a lot. So my company is called, I have a Facebook page, Crystal Lake Reiki, Reiki. I have a website, which is crystalllakereiki.com. And then on Instagram, I'm Erin Ryan, ERINRYAN_energy practitioner. You can find me on there. I think I'm on like Pinterest under Crystal Lake Reiki too. So, I'm kind of all over, but I would say the most active would be Facebook, and then second would be Instagram. I'm also on YouTube as well. Again, Crystal Lake Reiki, if you just put that in. So I have some videos on there. I do have a free Facebook group. It's called Distance Energy Healing for You in the World. And twice a week I go on live and I send distance Reiki to everybody in the group, the world as well, but it's a more focused healing for anybody who joins the group. So that's also an alternative. I started that when we had the issue with the quarantine, right, the stay at home, because I wanted to be able to give back and help people who were struggling during this time. So I've gotten a lot of messages from people saying like, this really helps me. Thank you so much. So I encourage everybody to hop on that too. Yeah.
That's really nice. We'll see you there.
Yeah. I don't know if you're in that one, Vicky. So.
No, I didn't know about that one.
Okay, perfect. We'll hop on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll write the information, and so everybody will see you there, and I'll see you there too. Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. This was super fun.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing all this information. And also, I didn't know this, so that's amazing that you're sharing the energy, even though you're not there. Well, we're actually there because you're energy, right?
Yeah, we are all energy, right? My molecules bump into your molecules, right? Like my molecules bump into the molecules next to that, to next to that, next to that, and then all the way across the world. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you, Erin.
Oh, thank you so much.